I know we're all excited about Creeper World 4 being released later this week on Thursday, 3 days away, but for now, one more map from Creeper World 2, the most annoying map on Creeper World 2 by Angel. Quite the title there, and I don't think it's a lie. Our objective is just to collect all the capsules. How hard could that be? This is very true. You move and you cannot survive the opening. We're barely going to survive it anyway. This is actually an illegal spot on top of an emitter and a micro rift, so you won't let you move back there if you move. Just gotta wait. We're trying to get this holocube, but we can't quite get all of it before the creeper gets in the way. So, we have no things that we can build. We have nowhere that we can safely move, so we can do nothing. We just wait for the creeper to destroy us. Fun level, huh? Now, while it's doing that, if we look down here, this level does have time pressure. We've got all this decayable terrain. And let's notice this, the nexus. It's important that we do not let the creeper reach that. And then right at the last second, we get an explosion of... it's in the high billions, if not in the trillions. Anti-creeper here. It's just an obscene amount, but we're going to need it. So let's go ahead and finish off that holocube. And we still can do nothing until the creeper is pushed back. But, yes, we kind of noticed the Liberation ship hitting 0 health. That was really obvious. Thank you. And then eventually, this drone up here will be released. There we go. So we're going to grab this. But this drone is the bane of our existence. Take a look at it. Yes. Yes. It has well over 7 million health. And due to the aforementioned nexus, we can't afford to just take the time to sit here and whittle it down for what would take many hours, I'm sure, with blasters. So we are essentially in a situation where, no, we're just going to have to deal with it. Now, thankfully the drone will not attack our buildings. It is only interested in Liberation ship. But essentially what it forces us to do here is constantly move. You're never more than 15 seconds away of forgetting about the Liberation ship and the drone, and there we go, we just got too close for comfort, from losing this level. Now, we do want to take out this emitter in the middle first. Look at that. Yes, that is 2 billion creeper every 0.03 seconds, or well over 60 billion creeper every second. So, we definitely want to get rid of that quickly. I just sort of do a 4 corners routine here with the Liberation ship. There we go. Now, the other emitters around the edge are not nearly as powerful, so they're not going to be as much of a threat. Now, I am going to nullify this. We'll see why momentarily, and let's grab that micro rift. Waiting for the energy to catch up. There we go. Alright, so let's do some nullifying. Let's say we go over there. And under this, we have a whole bunch of schematics, which is why I went and got that. So now we want to gradually acquire those. We want to keep nullifying as we're able. Move up, get out of the way. Keep acquiring those. Alright, let's slide back over. And then I also want to throw up a micro rift reasonably quickly here. So we've got a few different things to get out of the way, but we are gradually accomplishing it. Once again, going into deficit spending. So we'll just kind of chill here for a bit. Now, because of this whole deal with the drone, because you can lose from any point, I am going to unashamedly use save points and do a bit of time skipping in this level. Because otherwise, you know, I'm not going to face the fact of having to redo the whole thing from scratch. It's just way too easy to screw it up. So now with our micro rift in position, we can just move right on down here and add more. Building our energy base in position for offensive operations later and continuing to gather all of these schematics. But I believe, yes, I've gotten everything that needs to be destroyed, all the emitters, the gateway, gone from up top. There we go. Launcher. And now I want to start throwing up some tech domes. Please, let me throw up some tech domes. Thank you. And as is typically my goal, it seems to work well as a balance for a lot of levels. I want to build them up until we reach the cost of 50. Just so happens that I did space this correctly. So let's get those in place. And now we are ready for phase 2, which is to move down here. This is gradually eating through all of this. We want to create space because we're going to attack in this direction. So we're going to throw up a few blasters. When those are in place, we'll throw up a few launchers. And we'll move on the attack. So we have 5 of each in place as the launchers are just going up, chewing through all of this. We did boost reactor efficiency once to help out with the energy situation. And now I'm just sort of waiting for all this to go through. My next item on the agenda for the Tech Knights is definitely going to be beginning to boost the fire rate. And I want to stay in this corner initially, because we're going to get hit as it pushes out from here. Get much closer and we won't be able to hold it off until we thin it out. Then we can move in. And looks like we're about to get bursted. Here we go. Let's move again. And now we're ready for that fire rate. And with that in place, I can fairly confidently then begin to get myself out here a little bit more. Not a lot yet. Just pushing bit by bit. Okay, now we're starting to get it under control and can probably afford to throw up a couple reactors, help the energy situation. Energy is holding okay, but I'm definitely going to want more. My next investment is probably also going to be even more of the firing rate. It could go with range, but I think I'm not going to. Alright, now I really think I want to start advancing. Couple more reactors. I'm going to begin bringing these down to angle into the area we're going to want to be. Yeah, we can just throw those up against the wall probably now. And I meant to be clearing these out, and I was not yet. So let's definitely do that. Let's see. Here, here, here. There. I think I want another micro rift right about there. Just really want them to be reinforcing right on top of our position, not wasting any time in transmission. 10 more Tech Knights and we can boost the fire rate again. Now it's getting a little tight in here, so I'm just going to move one at a time. Leave this blaster back there so I can make room for a little bit more on the launchers. We've got to clear this out a bit more. We're taking some heat. See about throwing you up there. I don't know if I can. Looking pretty good. Fire rate. And now let's see. We should be able to really plow through this some more now. And I think... Oh, we're not quite there. Let's... Yeah, we're going to need more Tech Knights. I'm going to want to match that with boosting energy when I'm able. Okay. Oh, this still has a few thousand left. I'm going to let that go down a little bit more before I try to nullify. It's probably close enough. Let's put you up here. And then slide you up there. And the idea is to just get as much in there as I can, plus creates this spot. And now we're in deficit. Hopefully not for too much longer, though. We are producing over half of what we need, just not enough yet. Almost up as the nullifier. Looks like we're going to be fine here. There we go. That was a fairly powerful emitter. And now it's gone. I want to clear in here, but I don't want to eliminate all of this by any stretch yet. Let's grab that holocube. Start pushing it back. This is really important. Keep the gateway until it digs. Scan for the capsule. You're welcome for saving you from frustration, a trap, and time. What they're referring to is the capsule's down here. That's sort of the end of the map after we go down here and come back up. And the only way to get into there is this gateway's got to send out the diggers. Because we can't dig through those ourselves. Slide in here. And also, the gravity is just really annoying. Hence the name of the level, because you can build here, but not over there. That's important to keep in mind. Move a bit there. There's room for another one, a couple there. I just want to keep moving forward with these launchers. And instead of actually going reactor efficiency, I'm going to go one range first. I want to clear this out over here. Then I want to start building more blasters in this area. You can move here, and you can fit in there. If you would kindly finish this up, that would be great. It's almost gone. And there it goes. It all evaporates away. Okay. So now what? Well, I want to effectively create some shelves here for extra reactor space. So we are going to clear out all of this down here, all of this here, and then I want to just go like so. Because actually, later on in the level, we'll run low on energy, or be really tight on energy at best, if we don't create some extra space at some point. I figure now is as good of a time as any. Now we can boost the energy as well. So we should be looking very good in terms of power once we're done with this. I'm going to go ahead and let myself stall for a bit here, just get these up. It's actually not going to stall. Okay. Now the other thing is, the easy place to put the nullifier is right there, but we don't want to do that because we'll destroy that gateway, and we can't win without that gateway. So I'm going to move a few of these by here to try to help guard. This thing pulses every 6 seconds. Oh, that just barely stayed up as it was. Of course, we've got plenty of time for packets to make their way through in between those pulses. Some of them are going to get lost. Almost got through there, not quite. There we are. Okay, now that that's gone, I want to put a shield here, because I want to block this off. And then we can move on down to our next objective. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff crammed right in here. And we're going to be definitely using the shields as a starring element of our strategy going forward. But I can now boost the range, so I'm going to do that. And the idea behind the shields, aside from protecting us, of course, is just to allow the launchers to thin this out when it's relatively compressed. See, we're still well in the millions over here. So we're just gonna chill. Let the launchers do their thing. It does look like we have this under control though, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock these down. Because at least that lets my AC get in on the act. And then we can nullify. And this next stretch, our ultimate goal is to get over here and rescue the nexus, or rather stop the flow of creeper well before it gets there. There we go. Okay, so next up, I want to just sort of do an alternate here. One blaster and then two cannons in a row to clear things out to get up to the next obstacle. Obviously, range and firing rate going to be increasingly important as we get into these narrow pathways where there's only so many weapons that we can use. So let's see if we move there, here, and here. Not much of it left. Okay. So now I want to shield up a couple more in front of that one. And I want to have all launchers up there. Then we'll come in behind here, except for I am going to want to clear out one and wait for them to get into position. Ah, we have actually one more launcher. Okay. So we will, let's move these two back. I'm going to move you over here, you over here, and then I want to put up another micro rift there. Get a little bit closer. And prepare for this next push. It's probably close enough as we are going to take some time to knock through this. These are, you know, fairly strong. 25 required. And here we go. Next firing rate, as we now have 2 firing rate, 2 range, is going to cost us 45 to max it out. So until then, the depth in here to start was 5 million per square. It's the same over here. Similar over here, but it's diluted as it moves around to the nexus. And that's probably close enough to move in our throng of blasters. And also knock down those and allow our AC to get in on the act. Pull back a couple of these. That way we can fit in nullifier. That did not quite work. Wait just a bit. Let's try it again. Nope. I may have to wait then a moment here to boost the firing rate. Or just to let more AC converge. But let's boost the firing rate to be sure, and that should wipe it out for certain. Could also put more launchers in range, of course, but we're getting it done. There we go. Retreat blasters. Move launchers in. I think one shield will probably be sufficient here. I'll stick with that. One aspect that really just sort of annoys me is all of this stuff. It's irrelevant. You can't get into these areas, so why is it even there? Maybe it serves some purpose later in the level that I have not yet discovered, but otherwise, it just seems pointless. And it's not small amounts either, if you look at this. These are massive, massive emitters. Battling with each other, non-stop, for no good reason. They were smaller ones and just there for decoration, you know, that'd be more understandable. Shield's almost down, but this is... it's lowering down. I don't know if maybe I should have done a little bit more, maybe add another shield, but in any case, we're going to slide in here. Of course, more range will be our next objective. Let's see, let's move a couple more of you down here. Nullifier there. Looks like we're going to get it. And I also think I want a micro rift up here. Get a little bit closer, preparing for the next room. There we go. I think we'll do a double shield on this one. Ah. Get in there. All launchers firing. But I do think I'm going to pull these back regardless and move in closer. Slide you around. There we go. And here we go for maximum range. That'll allow the launchers to hit a little bit further back. And I think once again we're ready to go in. Nullify. Okay. Now, same deal as before. I'm going to want to work my way into a one... Once I get set for it. One blaster, two launcher. Approach to moving down the tunnel. I think while I have the energy, too, this is a good time to just be expanding this while I work my way around. There we go. We've turned to this corner. And I think 3 patterns of this 3 is about as much as I'm going to need here. So I just need to wait for that next group to get into place. Speaking of which, I do think I want to start boosting the speed now to make these leapfrogging movements just go a little bit faster. Next set get in place. Have I upgraded packet speed much yet? Couple. That should be enough. More energy. We'll be able to cram some more in here later, but that's good for now. And I think I'm just going to throw up another micro rift here, just to make sure I've got enough of it close enough. Feels like we're getting low. Making sure I had the range maxed out. I did do that. And we are close to wrapping this up. Just little bits up there. That probably is going to melt on its own. Yep. Okay. So, this path around getting to the Nexus is no longer a threat, and we just need to reset, pull everybody out, so we can push through here. Alright, so next up I just want to take this down, let out as little bit of it as possible, and then once I wear down what's in this area, I can throw up, what's the word? Yes, a nullifier, that's the word. More reactors up. We're up to about 40 energy. At this point, I just want to... I think my next goal is to max out my energy and get over the 60 energy income that is the limit that the game will let you expend. Max in here was only 2.5 million, but it does have 2 emitters, and you can see they're much stronger. They're 250. They're more than twice the strength of the 100K we were dealing with before. Launcher is taking some time to wear this down. But it looks like we're pretty much floating here. I also did put up shields to help direct more of the AC down this way. Let's see if we're ready. Would appear that we are. Definitely going to need another micro rift down this way. But first things first. Okay, let's clear all this out. And there goes one emitter. Let's just throw the micro rift, say, in the beginning of this space. Open this up. Let's have all of you just sort of plant yourself down here. Okay, I think a few at a time now. Let's move in on this emitter. Let's definitely get some launchers over here within reasonable distance as well. See about making that go away. And then still good up there. Okay. This all seems to be working out pretty well. Only one more reactor efficiency boost to go, and then once that hits, we'll just be building more reactors wherever to reach the max. There we go. Clear that out. Move away from the walls. More. Always more. Yes, another one here, another one here. Takes us up to 51, getting close. Alright, so next up we just need to clear up all of this. Because now that we've pushed our way this way on the map, we get to push our way back. And this will lead us towards the climax of the level. Alright, it's time to face some heavier fighting. We're going to blast this open here, and I only want to create a one square opening in here and just let the launchers work this down. Once again, shields protecting. Never-ending staccato of the blasters. And we are now ready for that last reactor efficiency boost. Let's see what that gives us. Almost there. 57 and change. Okay, now we should be ready to take down those shields. Open this all up. But not quite all the way to this, because that's a separate network. Let's gradually be moving in. I think I can do a 2-for-1 here on the nullifiers eventually. The strength here is actually not quite as strong as the last ones that we had. And no, they're too far away. Okay. So let's place one here. One here. We may not be quite ready for that yet. But we'll get there. Let's get in position, and then let's see what happens. Yep. We needed to be a little bit closer in, I think. Now we seem to have it under control. Barely. And I think at this stage, once those goes down, I definitely want to ramp up. Oh, something just got shocked there. Okay, we lost the nullifier. Okay. Alright, we're going to hang on just a moment here. I'm going to build a number of additional blasters. More launchers as well. Okay, this here, 2.5 million density, 200 each. Okay, there isn't that much in this one. This is actually relatively It's not as strong as the last couple we've dealt with. So I'm just going to put up one there and one here. Now let's also just move in closer to the degree that we're able. Looking good. Clear out the rest. This one I can do 2 for 1. There we go. Really? Okay. Let's bring our launchers in closer. I mean, what's our range here? Yeah, we have plenty of range. So I guess we need more blasters. That can be done. That can very much be done. See, our output at the moment, while we're building those blasters, is close to that 60 mark. We can't go that much higher, but doggone it, I'm greedy and I want to do 2 with 1 blow, and I'm going to. I said I'm going to. I know it can be done. There we go. Alright, now let's max out our packet speed. Energy storage. And then, since we're so close, let's see if this is enough. Clear out all of this. There we go. That'll allow us to move into our next target zone. Okay, let's flood this with blasters. $59.1. You're being difficult. Okay, we're now at 60. There is no point in acquiring more energy. It's just how we use it at this stage. We may be close enough to get away without it, but I'm going to throw up another micro rift. I want them to be really close to us from now on. Then let's pull you back. I'm going to put one shield up. One shield up and break this open. I just want to get at this right here. So if we might lose this one. That's okay if we do. There's plenty more where that came from. Yeah, we're firing in the 50s even with our weapons here, so I think at this stage additional weapons are useless. I just want to get in enough here so there's no more pressure on the shield, and then nullify. Because there's 5 of these, but they're only 200K. It's just there's more of them spewing out, so I don't want to let them all spew out at us at once. I want to force them into confined spaces. There we go. Reverse here. And I don't think we need the shield here. Let's just open it. Yep, looking good. We've battened it down enough. With the nullifier very close to max output. I can probably afford a few more launches though. Let's say we put up 4 more launches. Okay. Now I'm ready to open it up. Because I don't think the 3 of these, with most of their creeper gone, should pose too much of a threat. Let's move you because I'm going to want to hammer this. I think this is my next nullify location. Keep on trucking. Okay, let's begin to spread out a number of these. To contain the outside. Bring in a few launchers on each side. And see what that does once we get everything in position. It's better. It's not good, but it's better. Oh. Let's get rid of you. No obstacles in the way needed or desired. And I think I want to bring in these. Another one left out in the way. This might be good enough. Huh. I just didn't clear out this whole section. There we go. Let's bring all of you in, and then what's this? 200K, 200K. Okay, so this is actually a little bit weaker, I think, than the section. Yeah, 2.5 million. A little bit weaker than the section we just dealt with. And there's a really good spot here for access to that first emitter. So let's do that. See any reason to wait any longer. We can micro rift. Let's put one on each side. Why not? See what some of our range is. Yeah, we're not really close enough to max out. Let's swing some along each side so that we can also hit the back of this. It's really the only wrinkle here. Looking good. Let's see, what do we want here? We haven't needed beacon range at all. Let's do move speed for sure. Let's max that out. Okay, that's gone. I think we're ready to just clean house. Everything must go. Our army needs room to maneuver. Slide in. I like it there. Let's just see how that works. Should definitely get us better room to hit them. Okay, mostly under control. I think what I want now is just more blasters in here on top of them. See how that works. I think it looks ready to be nullified. We're at maximum output. Very nice. Okay, so all of these are very scary, but their bark is worse than their bite. Notice there's only 200k depth. This over here has 10 million depth. This only has 200k depth, so despite the strength, they can't actually use all of that strength because they're limited in how much they can actually output. So that's sort of a fake out. But we need to get set up here for that. And then we have the climax of the level. The conclusion is about upon us. Okay, so we want to pop in here. We'll move that out of the way so we can actually place something, because we want to nullify. And we're having no trouble holding it back. It's basically overwhelming the flow rate here, I believe. We're quite busy, but we're doing very well. There we go. Move out of the way. And yeah, we're going to have to wait a bit. Let's move while we wait a bit. Emitter number 2. a little paranoid about the liberation ship, but we're doing fine. And now once we get a couple of these out of the way, we can just start hitting them from the top. Doesn't hurt to open one more of these up. But we don't really need to do that. There's also some traps right at the end here of the level. We're about to see the first one. And I'm going to intentionally spring the traps just so you can see what they do. It took me quite a while to figure out how this one worked. If you push past this direction at all into here, bad things happen. So let's make some bad things happen. See how this is flickering? Look what it's doing. It's teleporting to the... to multiple places. It's teleporting here, but it's also teleporting to the nexus. Yeah, that part is bad. And of course, it's very tempting. You want to get in here and you want to see what that hollow cube says. Let's knock these out. Nullify here. We're not going to be able to nullify there yet. And we might be able to get it up in time, but I'm actually not going to bother because I want to see this ending. Probably could get away with it since I did upgrade the build speed, make things build faster. But Nexus is almost there. And we get this message. The end. How cute. The Nexus explodes, we lose the capsule and a whole bunch of other stuff on the map. Fail! So let's try something different. So by not falling for that dirty trick, we have now cleared out all of this, which gives us an opportunity to have another dirty trick. Let's go ahead and plow our way through here and see what that elusive second hollow cube has for us. Save, clean up AC, then go for the capsule, skip the emitter, smiley face. Okay, well, we're definitely going to save. So let's get that out of the way right now. So when a game tells you to save, particularly in this type of situation where you know it's purposefully antagonizing you, you definitely do it. All of this down here is unnecessary. Now, in terms of clean up AC, why would we do that? Well, we need to use this to unplug this opening to get to the capsule. And any sort of, diggers this just sends out, any of its particles, will simply get annihilated by the AC. So that part we really do need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out, let's say 3 of these. So this is the one and only time in the entire level I'm going to use makers. I'm going to put a few of them there. And then I want to put a bunch all around here. And then I want to throw up another gateway, or micro rift rather, here. And the idea is that particles will be able to enter the micro rift and then head where I want them to, which is eventually going to be up here. So it says we're going to skip the emitter, huh? Alright, let's do that. And then as I'm going to want those makers to vacuum. And let me just get a decent amount of them down here. They're going to charge up, use whatever, so we have plenty of spare room there. So let's just see how this works. We are following the instructions we have been given. Nothing bad could ever come of that, right? Okay, here we go. We're closing in on it, but we still have this over here, so we're not quite... We haven't quite gotten there in time, but we'll eventually thin this out. And you can see every once in a while, you can see the sparks flying off of this. It's not able to... Okay, there we go. Now we're clearing this out. Just need to clear it a little more so that it can get through this. You know what? Let's move a couple of these up here. maybe speed this up a bit. Because I clearly just need to vacuum more out of the way. There it goes. We're going to get the capsule. Yay! No. Super. It dies immediately. Why does it die immediately? Well, if we go back to our previous game, it dies immediately because of this. This immediately will transport Creeper up to where the capsule is. Even if you have a bunch of blasters up there, whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, that doesn't work. So there only is one solution. I've got to reset up all of my makers really quick. So, you know what? We'll just throw even more up here than we did last time, just to be on the safe side. Once again, we're going to want a micro rift. And so, you know, the game tells you, Angel, the designer, tells you, skip that emitter precisely because it wants the pain for you. It wants you to have to deal with what happens if you skip it. So we're just going to clear out all of this. And quite naturally this time, we're not going to skip it. We're going to actually deal with the emitter first, because we now understand that this is mandatory if we want to not fail. You know what, you're coming down this way? Let's escape back up that way. Reverse direction. Okay, now you're chasing me this way. It's going in a little bit of an unusual pattern there. Alright, so I'm going to... Where do I want to shield up? I think I'll shield up there. I just want to get a whole bunch of these up there. And get all of you as close as possible. And why not boost our ore storage? Makers are ready. Let's get them working while we deal with this. Vacuum max. Charge max. You are? Yes, you are running. Okay. Now let's see about this. Looks like we're doing fine. Nullify, please. Clearing the way, but the way is not cleared yet, which is just fine because we've got to finish this off. Okay. Now that's it. Right? Now you're clear. So everything's clear. We just have to wait for it to open. We're going to trigger it again. And now it's fine. Now we can capture the capsule. And success! Ugh. So, Angel most definitely succeeded in making... I think it's the most annoying map on Creeper World 2. Tell me what y'all think, and more importantly, be back with Creeper World 4 in should be 3 days. Thanks for watching, everybody.